your new Congresswoman, Laura Richardson.
To other people's motives. But you know, as I was growing up, I wanted to hear that song again, because when I think of our community, I really think back to the Old Testament. Yeah. And when there was a time when there came a point where with God's people, there has to come a point where injustices that have happened, whether it's inequalities, whatever it might be, there has to be a time at some point when with God's people stand up. That's right. To say that we will have the adequate services that we deserve. Now, I'm excited about being here. The Congresswoman mentioned that I got sworn in on Tuesday. It was an exciting week. A lot of people asked me, was I excited? And I was like, no, I wasn't excited at all. I wasn't excited until afterwards. But it's kind of amazing when you have to stand on the well of that floor and speak to people who give speeches all the time. Yeah. What do you say to people like that? And what I chose to do in my couple minutes was to tell them where I came from and what I expected to do. And one of the first things that came out of my mouth that I said was that I was going to spend as much time on the war in America. Right. And the war in America is the crime that's going on in our communities, the poverty that's going on in our communities, the unemployment that's going on in our communities, and yes, the inadequate health care that is happening in our communities. And we have to spend as much time talking about the war in America and start spending the resources having to do with the war in America as we do of the war in Iraq. And so it was my opportunity to kind of say what I thought. And it was nice to have Congresswoman Waters sitting out there smiling, because not everybody was smiling. It was good to see some good faces. But you know what's exciting that I hope you don't lose sight of today is that you have 3 elected officials. I think the time is out in our community where we are going to work together. And so the fact that you see Congresswoman Waters, you see Supervisor Burke, you see myself, we are going to be united.
Come on now.
We're not going to let personalities, agendas, issues, press, whatever people have to say. Our number one focus is this community. And we're going to lock arms and really work to make sure that that comes to fruition.